Welcome to Balanced Body and Beyond. I'm super excited to be here today to help deliver a chair yoga class. I love the concept of working in and out of a chair. If you're not someone who can get up and down off a floor, or you just don't want to get up and down off the floor, you can do an entire exercise yoga practice from a seated position. We'll incorporate some standing work as well, but always the option to stay in your chair. So without further delay, let's go ahead and get ourselves in our chair, a very secure, four-legged, comfortable chair. We'll have our hands resting onto our thighs. We're going to begin sitting tall and just taking a few shoulder rolls here to settle in. Let's go ahead and begin breathing in through the nose. Inhale and exhale through the nose. If you would prefer to breathe out through the mouth, you can do that as well. But what's most important is that we are breathing long, deep, full breaths. Let's change directions of our shoulder roll, taking our shoulder back, up, forward, and down. Letting our shoulders relax. We'll take a twist looking over our right shoulder. Gently turn your head, see what's back there. Look forward and then switch sides. Hands can rest on hips. And look forward. So as we move side to side, we're going to lift tall up through our spine, rotate through our spine. You do not have to be moving at the same pace as me. If you need to stay in the twist longer, you have complete permission to work at your own pace and your own speed. One more. Rotating, twisting, look back behind you. Looking forward. Hands are going to return to our thighs. We're going to let our hands slide over our kneecaps. Tuck your chin in. Look to your belly button. Inhale, lift your chest and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift and open through your chest. So throughout our practice today, you do not want to force anything. You want to encourage and ask, but you don't want to strain. And you want your movements to feel good. They might feel a little uncomfortable as you're working through some muscles, but certainly not initiating any pain throughout the body. Holding here. Arms are going to rest alongside the body. Inhale, big stretch up, palms come together. Exhale, rotate your hands, palms down. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to add a little heel lift. Heels can come up off the floor. Exhale down. I need you to be an advocate for yourself today. So if we're doing an exercise, a movement, a stretch, whatever it might be, that does not work well for you, then you just don't do it. You can do something else, or just take a pause and wait till we move on to the next exercise. This time we're going to inhale, lift our arms up. And as we exhale, we're going to do a gentle twist again. Inhale, bring both arms up. My heels are still moving up and down. Join me with your heels if you'd like. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Arms open wide. We're going to move our hips a little bit more forward in the chair. And by doing that, we then create a little bit more space for our legs to work through. And we'll take our hands to our hips. You're going to flex your foot as you open your hip. And then you can take your foot flat. Other side, flex, and foot flat. Yeah, opening and closing through our hip. So you can actually use your hands to help anchor your hips still. So we don't want the body to turn. We want to encourage the movement to come from the hip. At first, your range of motion may be small and it may stay small. As we get warmer, what you might feel is, I can open up my hip more. So again, don't force, encourage, ask. See what your body's willing to give today. I'm pausing here. We're going to flex and point through the ankle, through the foot. Flex and point. Flex and point. And as you do that, your leg is going to go up and down. You might feel a little burning sensation in your quadricep here. That would be normal. You may feel things I don't say you're going to feel. And that's okay too. Foot flat. Switch sides. Flex and point. And I might feel things you don't feel. And that's okay too, because we're all built differently. Good. And if we have any limitations or injuries, that will also cause our sensation to be different compared to one another. So flexing and pointing, sitting tall. And we'll place our foot flat. Now we're going to toe heel our feet out and heel toe your feet in. This is another great exercise to open up the hips, loosen up through the ankles, and through this motion, we are warming our bodies. One more time, out and in. Arms rest alongside the body. We'll think about our posture, a sense of stacking our vertebrae and then pulling our chin in so our head rests right on top, compared to letting your head thrust forward or letting your head flop to the side, right? So we want to engage the full body with strong posture. Bring our left arm up. And as the left arm reaches up, open through your hands, stretch through your fingertips, little side bend. And then we'll go to the other side. So one hand is reaching up, the other hand is reaching down. Now you can begin turning your head. Look to your top hand. How does that feel? If it feels good, let's go with it. If it doesn't feel good, we'll modify. Maybe that means not reaching up as far, not leaning to the side as much. Let's try one more. Both hands come down. We'll take our fingertips to our temples now. And our elbows are pulling out to the side. We're squeezing our shoulder blades together. You'll join the elbows together as you tuck the chin in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, elbows join together. Inhale, open. Now notice I am not pulling on the back of my head. My chin is tucking in and my fingers are just resting onto my temples. And bringing those elbows together as close as you can. They may not touch. One more time. Open and hold. Arms extend out. Arms rest alongside the body. We're going to cradle the leg now as you interlock your fingers under your thigh. So we have a little support on this leg, and we're going to use our hands to guide this leg in a circle. So your leg can just simply rest in your palms and use your arms to help guide your leg in the circular pattern. Your foot can hang loosely, feeling the flow of air coming in and out of the body through continuous breathing, whether it's nasal breathing or a mix of nasal and mouth breathing. Change directions of your circle. Maybe you start creating a bigger range of motion in your circle as we're getting warmer and a little bit looser. Well, that would be the idea anyway. We'll try one more. Both feet down, reset your posture. Interlock your fingers, and we'll try this now on the other side. Posture, posture, posture. This is an exercise in which you can get pretty sloppy if you're not paying attention. You know, you might start rounding the back and shrugging. So lifting through the chest, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Change directions. Often when you're in this seated position with a lot of hip flexion, the body is going to ask you to lean back a little so your range of motion can be a little better. And that's okay as long as you have a reason behind what you're doing. All right, and then both feet down. I'm going to encourage you to just scooch back maybe a little farther in your chair. We're going to go up and down out of the chair. If this suits you, join me. If you want to just do the arm pattern and stay seated, that is certainly another option. Sitting tall and then slowly sitting back down. Inhale, lift. This is Oliver roaming around. When I started doing these videos, I thought, oh, am I going to have to lock the animals up? Or am I just going to let them wander around like they always do? So they won. The animals and children usually do. Inhale, lift, and hold. We're going to walk to the side of the chair now. Now, I am going to move my chair a little bit as we go through the next series of exercises, and that's just for you to see me better, but you can stay just how you're positioned. We're going to begin standing and balancing, lifting our right leg up, and then placing the foot down. And this is George. Inhale, lift. You ever watch the cartoon Tom and Jerry, the cat and mouse? Oh, that's from way back when. I'm dating myself. Well, my dog and cat are a lot like Tom and Jerry. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. One more time, and we're going to just try to stay a little steady here. Maybe you can let go. Maybe you want to keep your chair right here. It's all good. We're going to walk to the other side of the chair and do the same thing. So lifting our leg and then placing it back down. Make sure you're comfortable. Make sure you're grounded. Now, I didn't mention I have sneakers on. You can practice with or without shoes. And that is just a personal preference. You'll see in some videos I'll wear shoes, some I won't. Today, it's pretty chilly outside. It's chilly in my house. So I'm wearing shoes. We're going to take it up and hold. Nice and steady. And then see what you can do to let go. Awesome. Both feet down. We're going to set up a position called Warrior One. You're going to stand behind your chair, and I'm going to have you put your right foot just between the legs on the chair, and then you'll step your left foot way back. Good? You're going to bend your front knee, and we're going to take one arm up, and then the other. Release the shoulders away from the ears. Some of you might need to keep a hand on the chair for a little bit more security. You decide what you want to do. Nice and strong. Arms are going to pull down and reach back up. Coming down and reaching up. Good? Option, you don't have to reach all the way up. See what your arms can do for you today. Hold here. Place your hands back on the chair. Now see what you can do to pick up your heel and then rotate your toes forward. Lift your chest, and we're going to do a very small bend to both knees. Now if you have achy knees, those knees don't want to bend too much, you can just stay put and hold with or without your hands on the chair. If you want to move up and down, you can join me. You can join me without holding on. You see where you can find success. One more. Oh, that is some great leg strengthening. Go ahead and place your hands on the chair, step your feet in. And what we do on one side, we always do on the other side. So now your right foot is between the legs of the chair and your left foot is back. As you bend your left knee, square your hips, and you have your belly button pointing directly to the back of your chair. Arms are up. Relax your shoulders down. Now from here, we will bend the elbows. We're going to bring our palms and elbows together, open wide. So you have strong warrior one legs, and we're getting a really nice stretch across the back side of the body, separating your shoulder blades. And then we strengthen by drawing our shoulder blades together. We also get a lovely stretch through the front of the body and our heart space as we separate the arms. Oh, our legs are working. You feel your legs working? For sure. Let's try one more. Oh boy, hold here, reset arms up. Fabulous work. We're going to take our hands to the chair. Now pick up your back heel. All your toes are directed forward. And now we have set ourselves up in this lunge position where we have the opportunity to bend both knees and come up, or maybe a little bend and hold, maybe a big bend and hold. You find your sweet spot and work through it. Think about your posture, shoulders over hips, chin tucks in, alignment from start to finish. And hold. Place your hands on the chair and then step in. We'll stay behind the chair. So the great thing about having a chair with us at all times is if we lose our balance, we can hold on to the chair, right? We're going to do a lateral stretch. See how my fingertips are pointing back behind me? And then I'll switch sides. Looking under one arm and then the other. Ah, feel good. That is what all our practices are going to be about, feeling good. Bring both arms up, inhale. Now open wide. We're going to bow, knuckles together, chin in. Inhale, open. Exhale, bow. Inhale, open. Open and hold. Arms come back down alongside the body. We're going to set up on the side of our chair again. Now, much like we did in the chair, we're going to do a hip opening exercise and incorporate balance at the same time, picking up our knee here so it's at hip height. You're going to open the hip. We did this in the chair, and then close. Open and close. Option, you could let your foot drag, right? Just make a little quarter circle here, and your leg may not be as high as mine. But notice your belly button wants to point forward. Well, it may not want to, but you're going to encourage the belly button to point forward and keep the hips still. All right, hold. We'll switch out. Open and close. Think about opening the door and closing the door. If you're feeling steady, there's no reason you can't let go. Put both hands on your hips. So always remember You have the option to hold on, and you have the option to let go. One more. Feet come down. We're going to stay behind the chair. I'm going to turn the chair for once again, just to see a little better. We're going to walk our feet back. You're going to try to lower your head between your elbows. And once you're there, we're going to rock the hips side to side, alternating knee bends. Alternating knee bends, side to side. Good, good, good. Feel that stretch down the back of your body. Opening your shoulders is huge. And then we'll pause. Hold here. Walk your feet forward. And we are going to come back down onto our seats. Give yourself a little pat on the back. We've accomplished a lot in our short amount of time. So returning to a seated position, you're then going to step your feet out wide. Drop your forearm down to your thigh, and then you'll take your hand and reach towards your ankle. Inhale, we're going to bring the hand all the way up as you rotate through your spine. Exhale, coming back down to the inside of the leg. Inhale up, exhale down. Slow and consistent. Inhale and exhale. If your body's making some noises, some cracks, some pops, some clicks, it's okay as long as there's no pain associated with those noises. Hold here. Bring your hand down to your thigh and then use that hand to help lift you into a seated position, realigning yourself. And then we'll bring our forearm to our other side. Hand lowers down. Inhale, lift, open. Exhale, down. Hi, George. Lift and lower. I have learned it's a lot easier to go with the current than against the current. It's much easier to go with the animals, children, or whatever you got going on in your house than to go against it. So we'll go with the flow. This one we're going to hold. Look up to your top hand. Bring your palm to your thigh and then slowly rise up, chest up. We'll work our feet back in. Awesome. Arms can rest alongside the body. Shoulders up, shoulders down. Inhale up, exhale down. One more time, inhale, exhale. Palms can return to your legs. Let's shut our eyes. Just take a moment. And with that, opening your eyes, give yourself a little pat on the back or shoulder. And thank you for joining me today in today's chair yoga practice. Hopefully you feel good, energized, and ready to carry on with whatever is in front of you. Thank you.